What's going on, wonderful people? It is I, the werewolf himself, out of the fur, here to give or take a bite out of crime. All right, I know a little cheesy, but anyway, or maybe out of a piggy's behind, you know what I mean? In whatever way, shape, form, or fashion, that particular animal is out there doing criminal stuff. All right, you guys get what I'm saying? So not going to be a long video, but check this out. So this particular video is going to be about dun dun dun. Okay. And we're gonna share screen. Maryland's state tax exemption form. Are you getting taxed by the state of Maryland in your withholding? Do you want to get a certificate of withholding exemption? Do ya? Hmm. Well, their particular form is Form MW507. Maryland's Form MW507 is the state's withholding exemption certificate and must be completed by all residents, those who reside in there, or employees within their jurisdiction in Maryland. So your employer, military term, corporate, can withhold the correct amount from your wages. Now, I like how it says the correct amount, which means if you want zero, you can elect to do zero. It says every state other than states with no state income tax have a similar form. California, for example, has its DE4. Bah, bah, bah. Shout out to Mr. P, Mr. PJ. Yep. So your withholding exemption certificate. If you're in Maryland, I just did the work for you. You're in California, just did the work for you. It's a DE4. Now, what does it say over here? Okay. It says, I assume that you are looking at this information, how to claim tax exemption in Maryland, blah, 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 blah. To claim this exemption, you need to complete line 3 of Form MW507. So this shot goes out to A6, Mr. Grind Time, young Jedi cousin over there. All right. Little nod to you. It says you can download the form to the official website of the Comptroller of Maryland. Please note, you may be required to complete a new form MW507 each year, and your personal and financial situations change. All right, so let's see. Yep, here you go. So if you're going to look for your states, how I would suggest you going about it. Okay, and let's use maybe Florida. Copy paste. Now, sometimes they'll hide their stuff in the fact they'll say application for temporary tax exemption permit. Okay, and that looks like that should be DR 1214 DCP, or is it DR 1214? One of the two. All right. So sometimes they'll say temporary because they want you to fill it out each year. Why? Because they want you to have to do it over and over and over again. Okay. So it says here that Florida doesn't have a state income. So that's probably why these aren't the exact codes here. This is for what do we have here? Data center property, temporary, and entertainment industry. Okay, so they do have some, but for those, but that's their document. But in general, they have no state income tax. Okay. What does it say here? State income tax exemption explained state by state. Oh, yeah, baby. Yeah. Take a look. Hopefully, this is the The whole list. Let's see. They have a list. Come on. Come on. So it says Form WEC is the employee withholding certificate and exemption certificate. Employees can use this form to claim any of the state's tax exemptions. Employees must check the appropriate boxes designating why they should be exempt from income tax withholding. Fire is what you guys need. The following groups can choose to have no Arizona income tax withheld from their wages. Native Americans. Non-resident military spouses, non-residents who live in a state with reciprocal agreements. So if I have my paperwork depict that I'm I'm domiciled in Florida, but working here, technically I'd be a non-resident in that state with a reciprocal agreement. Or non-residents who live in a state with a reciprocal agreement would be like the W-8BN and using the United States of America. Okay, let's see here. Arkansas. Now, one thing I'm not seeing on here is it doesn't say tax exempt entities, which we know should be the same thing. I'm not seeing that claimed in here. Otherwise, they're giving you your California, yep, DE-4, Colorado. Each one of these are a little bit different. A lot of these are just saying military spouses. So you're gonna have to read your own. Delaware has the W-4DE. Georgia's got Form G-4. So I'm not going to go through. Oh yes, yeah. See, we talked about using the 8233. Yep, that's one too. Okay, which state is this? Idaho. Now I don't know if the 8233 works in every state. I'm not savvy in that area, to be honest, but we've used this one in the W8BEN, W4. Illinois has the W-5NR for NR stands for non-resident. All right, so I'm not going to go through every one of them, but this information can be found on patriot.software.com/blog/payroll/state-income-tax-exemption/ if you need it. So let's jump all the way down to the bottom. Let's just see here. Okay, yeah, I was gonna say it. I know Wyoming, pretty good. Yeah, they've got no state income tax there. Now, educational information only. I'm just gonna tell you what I've heard. Okay, I'm not saying to do this. I don't take any responsibility for any of it. Educational information only. Some people are domiciled in Wyoming but live in other states. And their domicile is based on their post office box. Wisconsin's another one I know. Form WT4. In West Virginia, it's the WVIT-104. And another one I know pretty well is Washington, D.C. And that's Form D-4A. This is an interesting one here. And Washington itself has no state income tax. Isn't that interesting how some states have no state income tax and yet other ones are taxing you? Virginia has the VA-4 personal exemption worksheet. Utah has the W4 form, which we talked about. I think it's what line, you have to mark exempt. It's either line 4 or line 7. I've heard conflicting information, but you're going to mark exempt on that one. Texas, Tennessee, and South Dakota have no state income tax. All right. So that's it, guys. You don't want to pay state income tax. There you have it. All right. That's it. Once again, do your own research, vet the information for yourselves, talk to your people. No offense to any of my CPAs, tax accountants out there. Sorry, not sorry. Yeah, so if you guys want to use this information, you are more than welcome to. And as always, if you're going to use my information on your own channel or platforms, I don't care, but throw a shout out to the Badwolf. Okay, that's the least you can do. Hit the bell, like, subscribe. All right. And if it makes it back around to me that you have thrown a shout out to me, I'll plug your channel as well. All right. So that's it. Take care and save a couple of bucks, if you know what I mean. Talk to you guys later. Badwolf's out.